Hello, hello. This is Simple Sunday podcast number 3, live stream format. First time doing a live stream format. Gonna wait and see if there's a few people that are gonna show up in here, but again, most of you guys will be able to see this in playback, so that's where most of this is gonna happen. But yeah, man, Simple Sunday. Did I say Simple Sunday? Simple Sunday number 3. There's been a 2 week gap, yeah, because I didn't do it last week, day after Halloween. Pretty busy. And then 2 weeks ago, so wow, let's look at my calendar here. 2 weeks ago was October 25th. Hello, Gabe. Hello, hello. Welcome to Simple Sunday Podcast. You are here. Hello, what is up? We got some people. All right, all right. Didn't know how many people would be here, but that's cool. Thank you guys for joining. Just gonna wait a bit more here. Again, hopefully you guys should see the title of this live stream. See what it says here. But let's see. Gabe and Ernest Lopez or Ernie Lopez. Kind of hard because your names squished together there. But what is up? What is up, everybody? Wait a few minutes here, or a couple minutes, see if anybody else pops in. But if not, I'm gonna start talking about the topic today, which you guys should already know what the topic is because it says it in the title of the video or live stream, not video. But how's everybody else doing? How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Alrighty. Well, oh, yeah, I mean, hey man, this is a different live stream than normal. It's not really asking me questions. It's more me doing the Simple Sunday podcast, and it's not really something people know about too much, but I'm gonna try it out in the live stream format before I was doing recording and editing and then uploading the podcast, but a lot of podcasts become more live stream format oriented. So I'm just testing it out this week, and I missed last week, so trying to get it out here. Thank you, man. It means a lot that there's people out there that care. It means a lot. But I guess I'm not expecting a big crowd here, so I think I'm just gonna start talking here. Let me see. Let me do this. All right. So if you want to comment stuff, if people come in and chat, I mean that's cool. I'm not going to be looking at it as much because I'm going to be talking about today's topic. But I guess before I hop off, I will probably look at it. So I'm not going to look right now. I'm not going to look at the chat right now after this. So yeah, for those of you who are here, which is maybe a couple of you, you guys get to see this live. And if you want to just wait, come back when I've recorded it, or it's coming, gonna be put on to YouTube's live stream format as kind of like a pre-recorded video. So whatever your preference, that's cool. Got a ball here, kind of like my therapy ball, and then I got stick here, obviously. But I'm just gonna talk, not looking at comments now, looking at you guys. So let's do a little update here. I like doing this, man. It's nice. I missed last week, so it's a little bit like gotta do some catch up and some catch up. But yeah. So let's say the 8th. Today's the 8th. We've had a lot of stuff go on, man, in the world. We had election. I've been preparing for a test in school. I've been trying to get through it, get through everything. Feeling better at times. Everything, comes and goes in waves, but it's November, man. Christmas is upon us now. We passed, well, Thanksgiving, but Christmas is the big thing, in my opinion, that's coming. I love Christmas, so that's what I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm wearing this. I wore it in my last few videos, but it's finally from 3 days ago. It was in like 80 degrees. It's finally for like it should be unless we have some freak wave of heat. sometime down the road here. Finally cold where I'm at. So from now on, you guys are gonna see me in this attire. I don't think you'll see me in a tank top anymore. Maybe there's a small gap or maybe once in a while, but I really doubt it because it's cold. So this feels really nice and comfy wearing it here in my room. So yeah, we got colder weather, we got Christmas, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas music playing on the radio. It feels a little bit weird with the year going on, but something about it's definitely lifting my spirits up. So I'm happy about that. And what else? Got my test going on. That's pretty much what's new with me. Trying to finish this semester up of community college, and then your boy will be going to a state college in the spring, fully accepted. Again, it kind of stinks that everything is an online platform for school right now, but I guess next August it'll be in-person classes unless worse stuff happens. So I don't know this election and everything is up in the air. Movie theaters aren't even open. So there's I mean movie theaters are open, but big movies aren't coming out to play and AMC theaters are going to be maybe out of business sometime soon, but there's a lot of weird stuff and a lot of just can't believe this stuff is going on right now. So look at some of the positives if there are any for your individual lives, but I guess we can get into the topic. I just kind of like to give brief updates of what's going on with me, and I guess I can say within the next day and a half, my next uh, reactions of Guns N' Roses and Metallica will be up. So look forward to that. New reactions to both two songs for Guns N' Roses, two songs for Metallica. And then on Thursday, not sure when I can get it uploaded. This is the thing. AC/DC's new album comes out Thursday night. I already did a first reaction to the first song off the album. Full album's coming out Thursday. I'm gonna record a full album reaction with Joel. If you don't know who that is, he's in that reaction of AC/DC Shot in the Dark. He's been on other videos in the channel. And it's his favorite band basically. He loves it so much. He's excited. We're gonna come over, do a full album reaction together. A lot of these videos have been getting blocked for me, at least the newer stuff for some reason. So I'm gonna try and upload it to the channel. If not, I'm gonna for sure upload that to a Google Doc or a Google Drive. I'm sorry, I've been typing on my Google Doc. Got those things mixed up. So it'll be on a Google Drive if it doesn't work out on YouTube, which I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work out. So there's that. So there's a couple of cool, no, there's a few things to look forward to this week. We got some cool stuff going on. And yeah, so I want to get straight into the topic now because, I like updating you guys a bit what's going on with the channel, with my life, with things going on. But again, feeling a bit more upbeat. But since we got to keep going on with topics I feel like I should talk about, today will be fears. I was really debating with be like fear or fears. And I was like, fears because there's more than one fear in life, and I'm sure people have fears. And I might talk a bit like about phobias because phobias are a type of fear, but they are technically categorized as having a difference of what it is. But I mean, I might still bring it up because phobias isn't really a topic I'm gonna really bring up anytime other than probably now. So I feel like it works for the type of title or fears itself. So yeah, fears. We had the first topic, feeling alone. Very deep personal video. I'm always going to try and get personal with you guys. Second was anxiety, which definitely helped tie in to the first topic I was talking about. And then fears here, it connects a bit to the first two. I don't want to say they're not going to be as connected. Like there's going to be connective tissue to those first two topics, and I do want to keep most of the topics, at least for the beginning, kind of connected as much as I can. But I'm not sure if it's always going to be connected topics, but they're always going to have at least similar places of being together. Um, oh yeah, 4 viewers, thank you. I just happened to check this right now, but 4 viewers, thank you guys for checking me out right now. That sounded kind of weird, but yeah, let's get into fears. So I'm sorry if the ball annoys me, man. It kind of just helps me out. It's literally an Advil ball. No product placement. It's an Advil ball. It's like a stress ball. Okay. So this, I mean, the topic is serious to a degree, but it's not like super like down, like oh my God, like it's a topic that has serious things to a degree, but it's gonna be I'm gonna try and not lay it on too deep for everybody, kind of be a more overview and look at it, at least from my perspective. So, again, dealing with anxiety, having that feeling of feeling alone, again, trying to connect those first two topics I talked about. This one in particular definitely has parts where, you feel fear when you are alone. You have anxiety. There's a lot of fear dealing with anxiety. Now it depends on what those fears are, what are causing the anxiety, and especially if you have anxiety when you're feeling alone and then you're fearful. Not a good combination, man. And I have been there too many times that I could wish didn't happen. But again, that's the past, and even pretty recently too, to a degree. But fears have always been. I mean, everybody deals with fears. Like, out of anything, you could feel alone, you could have anxiety. Out of all the topics, everybody has fears, a fear of something. At least I want to say everybody does. Like, there's definitely confident people out there. There's people who are just like super go-getters. They might even have a couple fears, but maybe sometimes it's just not something that they have. But I want to say most of the time, people have fears. So, in my situation here, the fear of growing up as an only child never really came to me until later on in life. Like, again, I mentioned this in the other podcast, but it just, your brain doesn't click with things right away, and that's just what the nature of growing up and learning things, life, nature, just finding your brain works differently the older you get, obviously. So until I was like 16, 17, well, I guess pretty much 15, 16 actually, is when I definitely started feeling that feeling alone fear. And it wasn't even like, at least yet, I'll get into this, but it wasn't even the fear of like dying alone or like ending up alone. It was just like I felt so alone, and that fear was just like I don't want to say out of nowhere, but it really came out of like a place where I guess I just started to realize it more. I guess me doing a repetitious type of thing day in and day out didn't help that. I was just like always just coming and going, doing the same thing. And then eventually you get in such a pattern being by myself, being an only child, that really just honed in on me. And I ended up having that fear, and then that's the fear that turned into the anxiety. And then it's a big mixture of all those three things. And that's why this topic really kind of connects with the other two topics to me right now. And just, I don't know how many people have really been in that place that at least are hearing me, right, or will hear me when you guys watch this, but like, man, it's very unsettling when you're not used to it. I've felt things, done a little bit of things I'm not, well, I mean, there's things I've done I'm proud of, but there's other things that I could have done differently. There's so many different things you do, and all of it came out of fear. And I'm really trying to learn about the way you deal with fear, because there is a difference between anxiety and fear, obviously, but they do connect. And I let myself get so far into the fear and anxiety, man. It just, I'm not going to go into specifics of what I've talked slightly about it before, but just basically from what you guys could have probably gathered about me from before, there's just some things I let myself get into and involved with, and to even worser degrees that I can't even get into because it would just make me actually depressed more than I already am. It's just not good stuff, man. And that's why I'm trying to feel upbeat more, trying to feel like what's a lot of positives that's going on. What's the stuff that's not fearful but upbeat, and not because I don't even like to use the word happy, but like content, feeling good enough with certain things, aspects of your life. So the biggest fears in my life have always been just like I didn't fears for me were not even a thing. Like, you kind of have that child attitude, like not that I'm gonna live forever, but like you don't feel that feeling of like you're gonna die anytime soon. Like you just feel like, oh, I can do whatever I feel like. And sometimes I still get like that because I am kind of young, but I am at an age where I'm like, I better live in these moments while I last and not keep dragging myself down with all this fear, anxiety, and stuff because I am young. The world is kind of bad right now. I'm stuck in a rut right now with school, in my room, a lot of different stuff. Trying to go out as much as I can, but I guess there'll be a time next year when things will probably, I hopefully want to say, get better, and I will be more upbeat, being more positive, more outgoing. So I'm striving to look towards next year. I'm just trying to strive towards the betterment of what I can do for myself in the future. And you gotta keep looking at that stuff, man. Um, yeah, I'm sorry guys if you can't hear me. I'm not really looking at the chat right now, just to let you guys know so I can just talk. But I don't know why. I feel like most of you guys should hear me. I can't really turn up my voice. The most I can do is push my mic to my mouth. But maybe turn up the volume if you can. If you're on a phone, I get it's a little bit harder. But try and talk a little bit louder for you guys. But I'm not trying to talk too loud. But anyway, sorry again about that. If most of you guys can hear me. Um, what was I? So yeah, basically just the overview of my life since 15 or 16 has been a good portion of fear, but fear is like, again, the feeling alone, you makes anxiety, and then I don't know. There's just something like I put myself into a bubble almost because I was so consumed by a certain way of thinking, which I can still be like that sometimes, but like before I ever had any relationship, I got depressed because I wasn't in a relationship, but it wasn't as bad. It just I didn't have a lot of people in my life, so I don't know. I guess when I got more friends and I was hanging out with them a lot, it didn't matter as much. I was still depressed because I never was able to like share passion or feelings and like a bunch of stuff with somebody that you tend to do in relationships. And then it's like you get in these different relationships, you go on dates, you do a bunch of stuff, then it's just like you end a relationship, then it's just like a whole new feeling because then you're like that fear to a degree was just changed from never having the feeling of being in a relationship to, man, I just lost this relationship. Am I going to be able to do this again? Am I going to do it right? How long is it going to be? There's a bunch of fears like how long is this going to take? Like a bunch of fears, and like I'm really like doing my best to like understand that more, and this is why I talk things out. I talk to people in my life like this. I talk to who I can like this, and that's why I'm talking to you guys like this because it's just kind of like my overview of my head and everything. Just wanting to get my thoughts out, and um, that's cool. That's cool. You guys are talking about it too. Yeah, it's a little bit different with the live stream format, so hopefully it works pretty good still on playback for whoever watches. But yeah. So I don't want to keep going on and on about like what I've already kind of talked about from the last two podcasts, but again, fear connected to those reasons very well and still is connecting me right now because I got a lot of fears right now, man. Like again, I mentioned kind of stuck in my house a lot, trying to go out as much as I can, but it's really difficult. School's online. There's going to be more positive next semester and next year for me because I'll be in more very intimate online classes where I have to really do more work, be involved with more people, Zoom calls for every class. So it's going to be more time consuming, so that'll help. Maybe if the world is better, I can find some sort of part-time job. I don't know, because right now I'm not really, or really, I really am not working. I have a lot of money saved up from previous jobs, but it's just I was really not in the feeling. I didn't really feel like I needed to work at the time this year and trying to focus on school. So that's a whole other thing, but definitely just again the fear of like where am I gonna go in my life? I want to get degree. How far in my degree will I get? Can I balance my own life with the future of somebody else's? Because I do want a family. I want my own kids one day and like a whole family that I never really got to a pretty big degree that I would like to have. And obviously there's steps to take. I'm 22, so it's like you're gonna grow and learn. It's just like my mind is always thinking like about so many different things, and like the only way I don't do that is by numbing myself with listening to other people, being around other people and watching stuff, listening to stuff, like escapism is the only real way that I really get from overthinking everything. And then even then, it's like I used to be able to sleep like this, man, like I could sleep like this. And I messed up my body a bit with energy drinks, as I mentioned, and I messed up other things. And there's a few other reasons why my body isn't as good now, but it takes me longer to sleep. I don't get the best sleep anymore. I try to get the best sleep I can, but that fear can creep in, man. And not every night for me, but there's every now and again, every few nights that'll happen. So every night I gotta tune myself out with some sort of like movie podcast or listening to somebody talk about like film or TV or just like I gotta listen to people talk about the thing I love the most, or I'm gonna get severely like either depressed, anxiety, and then the fear, and then I'm not gonna be able to sleep even more. So it's like I gotta drown myself out of my own thoughts, and like I never had to do that before. I don't know. It's just this year, man, like when New Year's Eve happened last year, I definitely had some New Year's resolutions, and I couldn't get to any of them this year. So I'm really planning on keeping true to new like if there was ever a year to start a New Year's resolution and actually do it, it would be next year. And hopefully I can at some point achieve them because there were so many things I want to do this year. I feel like it's working out better that it's next year, but it's still like a whole year just gone now. And that's for everybody. This whole year is just, you know, insane. But that's what happens. And let's see what we got more comments here. Yeah, I get that, man. Music is everything. Well, not everything, but there's so many escapes you can do, man. Music. I mean, there's listening to music, watching movies, watching shows, hanging out with friends, and then there's creating your own music, writing your own films, creating your own films, making new friends. Like, there's so many things you can do, and there are levels of this year that you can't achieve certain things. You try hard enough, you can, but there's certain areas where it's just not happening right now. It's not going to happen right now. And so we got to wait till next year. And there's just a lot of fear like, when will things get back to normal in the world? When can I achieve these certain things I want to achieve? And like now, a lot of my, not all my goals have changed, but I have certain different goals now. I have different outlooks and feelings about where I want to go and what am I capable of doing? Am I able to be capable and learn? And just there's just so many things. And I know I'm so young, but this is like the prime time where I want to make something of myself the most I can. And I like having this channel. I like talking about things. I want to keep branching out in the channel, but there's still a lot of stuff I got to focus on in my own life. And I like this channel being a nice side little thing I can do as much as I can. And people seem to enjoy it. And I found a little kind of cool thing I can do per finishing reactions, do album rankings, and do these podcasts, and keep trying to branch out. I got past 3,000 subscribers. It's steadily growing here and there. I do gaps. There's a bunch of different things, and my life is combining into an interesting conclusion right now. But I trying to just again be positive. Christmas is on its way. I'm really excited about Christmas. It's my favorite month. I'm gonna hopefully not get tied down by anything. Obviously, you can't always expect everything that's gonna happen. There could very well be something I don't like that happens to me, and all of my problems might come back, or the feelings and the fears and everything might come back. But if that happens, I think I need to just, depending upon the situation, I need to just accept it and let it go. Because if it happens again, there's a reason it's happening again. And if it really happens again, I just need to be like adios. So hopefully it doesn't happen to a horrible degree that I'm thinking, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's We all got to deal with stuff. So don't know how long I've been talking so far, but again, dealing with the deep personal fears. The thing that ties all this around is like the older I got, when I was in relationships, I didn't feel it obviously because you're with somebody, but I do have like my biggest fear out of all of them, if you haven't really kind of thought about it right now, the way I'm going with this is like I do have a fear of dying alone, man. Like being alone at the end, dying alone. And it's not even like just the dying, like me dying and I'm alone. Like it's not like that specifically. Like it's like me getting to an older age or I'm getting to whenever I die, man. Because obviously that is scary in of itself, but I can't even let that part bother me because the part that bothers me is like I want to succeed, find, the person that wants to succeed and go on a path with me, and then we connect, and then go on a path together, have a family to do the whole thing. And so it's like, how do I let that happen naturally and like all that stuff? But like, I really don't like, out of all the things from feeling alone, the way I grew up, for everything, like the one thing I want to succeed in my life, if anything, is to not end up alone. And I mean, I'm gonna try. I've always been actively trying. I've had relationships. I know what I've done wrong. I know the stuff I've done right. So it's like hopefully I can find the right way and the right paths for myself. But it's like I can't speak for my older self, but if I don't achieve that, I might feel pretty disappointed in myself. And I don't want to get into a whole religion thing, but I do have a newfound like sense of my religion, like how I feel, what's gonna happen after death and stuff. But beyond that, it's just like the purpose of my life and what I want to do with it. I feel like we all have a purpose, and that at least is one of the biggest things in my life is that I strive to do and to be successful so I can have a life with more than just myself. So again, um, yeah, man, I do hobbies. It's not like I don't have hobbies. It's just like we all are limited to a degree and it's all different for everybody. And again, this channel is a hobby for me. So uh, yeah, it's open. Sorry about that. So um, yeah. I mean, it is a serious topic, man. And I'm sorry for that interference real quick, but these podcasts aren't going to be edited. They're not. These are real life in-person feelings and talks, and obviously this will be like on YouTube, like a video, but this is live right now for me doing it, and for the seven or so people watching. It's just I feel better, man. I do feel better compared to where I was like a month ago. It's still been pretty recent for all these feelings and stuff, but I am seeing a bit more positives um, in the future, and I do feel a lot of good things happening next year. I feel pretty good about next year, so I'm excited about next year. I'm excited for what opportunities are to come, but a lot of it is just still on me, myself, and what I have to put myself through. And I'm not, I'm not going to say I'm the strongest human being or anything. Like, I'm not. I'm not the smartest either. I think I'm good at certain things, but other things I could feel pretty down about myself on. I'm proud of myself for being able to get out of community college and get into a state college because I was never the best at school in general. So there are positives and there are negatives and there are good things and bad things, which comes with the pros and cons of life and everything else. But we all got to do what we got to do, man. And so that's my biggest fear is ending up alone. I guess dying alone is a bit much more just ending up alone towards the end of my life, and that's I want to live a life fulfilled and not feel like I didn't do anything. So again, that's why I'm even more upset that this year is so like I let myself be consumed in my room, not around too many people for so long, and then the 1 year, which was this year when I wanted to be out, do a bunch of outgoing things, the whole world shut down. It's just like, of course it did. And so I'm really hoping that next year gets better to a degree, and then the more couple years goes on, like I just want to do my best to be as outgoing as I can and do things I want to do and build to again a better fulfilled life that I'm proud of. And whoa, we got some. Uh, you're not feeling great, man? Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, that was the biggest thing is for me fears and that ending up fear. So it's really wanted to talk about. If we want to talk about phobias real quick, because I didn't mention phobias, that's a more of like a funner. It's not even a word. A fun type of topic to a degree. Some of the phobias I have, um, like eye touching. Like I wear glasses. I can never wear contacts. I try to do contacts once. It was like the worst experience ever, man. I couldn't like I got it in, but even think like my eyes are very sensitive, so like I can touch them. I can never touch my own eyeball. It's just my eyes get really twitchy. I have to wear glasses if I'm gonna need to see something better. My eyes are just any anything near my eyes. Sometimes when I see a bunch of things in movies or shows and it's a bunch of like pointy things, that really just makes my eyes all twitchy and watery. So that's a phobia. Um, Biggest phobia is seaweed, man. I hate seaweed. I'm not as okay, if it's a huge chunk of seaweed, I'm out of there. But if it's like small seaweed, I still hate it, but like I can at least kind of deal with it. But I just hate the feeling of seaweed, man. It's just not for me. I like going to the beach. I really do. I like the sand. I like the water. I like the salt water. It's just there's so much seaweed in there. It's all slimy, and then sometimes you don't know if there's a fish going under you or touching you. It's just there's so many different types of seaweed too. I don't know. I don't like it, man. So that's my biggest phobia. I just like a fear of like jumping into a huge pool or area of seaweed. I would uh, be so uncomfortable. Um, so those things, and then do I have a couple more? I'm sure I do. I gotta have to have a couple more, but those are the biggest two that I've always kind of had is eye twitch or not eye twitching, but eye phobia stuff, and then seaweed, and then I'm really scared of spiders. Um, Spiders. No, like I don't like insects. I don't like insects by nature. Like like I've had like I had a spider in here the other day, man, and I can kill spiders now. Like when I was younger, I didn't want to touch anything, but like I gotta kill a spider. I gotta kill a spider. It's like I'm a man, but yeah, like I don't like spiders, but like I don't hate them either. Like I really don't go either way. I definitely don't want them around me, but like if I see a spider, I'm gonna kill it. It's all good. There's some big ones sometimes that freak me out because it's like I don't want it to get away. I hate it. It's like if it gets away. When I know I can kill it and I'm like it's gonna be dead, I just gotta do this. Sometimes they're like on my damn ceiling and I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Why? But like and then just extra effort. I might miss, you might fall on the floor and get away. It's just like stuff like that with the spiders. But um man, dude, I remember like I don't think you can see my floor, but literally my floor right here. I wasn't scared. It didn't freak me out. Well, it was startling. I don't know how because everything was closed. Like it's supposed to be closed. What was it? It was I don't know. I was sitting here and I happened to just like I sometimes feel like I see things out of my peripheral vision, corners of my eyes and stuff. Man, why is my nose so itchy? So I hate it. And there was like a I don't okay, I can't remember what it was now. It was either a lizard. Actually, I think it was a lizard. There was like a lizard just chilling in my floor right here. Like, how did a lizard get in here? Like, I remember because it wasn't a cockroach and it wasn't a, cricket. Like, it was a lizard. And I just had some bowl. I just happened to have a bowl that I was eating out of on my table, and so I just put it on there. Is the last thing I need is some lizard jumping around or like moving around. Like, I don't know. So that was a really weird incident, but I'm not afraid of those, so I was fine with it. I was just like, I guess loose, like if something gets loose and I can't control it, I don't like being out of control of things. So that's a fear and a phobia, like being out of control of a situation. So if I have something under control, I'm definitely more like at peace to a degree with it. Wow. Snakes everywhere. Wow. Um, I live in California, man. It was just like a freak incident. Like I don't know. He crawled through a hole in my. I mean, I had my slider open, but it was like the hard the screen window was closed, but the main window slider was open. So like he maybe crawled in there. I guess it just was so random. I don't know, but that was like years ago. So yeah, basically being out of control of a situation with like insects. I really don't like insects, like even butterflies to a degree. Like I don't know. There's something about like little like I know they like the ones that don't hurt you, obviously I'm like not that freaked out by, but just something about them. Like I don't really like things on me, like things touch me. I just get uncomfortable with like bugs touching me. Like I hate mosquitoes and ants and just like anything that can crawl on you. Like it just annoys me, if anything. Like not really a fear. Just I'm like, ah, why are you on me? Get off! Like it just, like just makes me pissed off at insects in general when that happens. I'm just like, don't you got something better to do than crawl up my leg? Like, bruh. Um, but luckily it doesn't happen too often, and that's why I like the cold weather because most bugs stay out. Um, but I had been out a couple times at people's places, so I got some bug bites on my legs. But gotta start wearing pants again because I haven't been wearing pants for a long time. But granted, it's been pretty hot here, so again, why I've been wearing shorts and creepy crawlers. Interesting. Seeing what you guys are saying here. Um, but yeah, not too long of a topic. You know, I kind of got my point across of just how I dealt with my biggest fear. I mean, I guess that I really, I mean, how I deal with it again is just now. It really wasn't like my problems have been resurfaced more recently because of what's happened to me, but I've always kind of struggled with anxiety. But out of all the months out of the year, besides me getting hurt mentally and physically this year, I want to say so far we're 8 days into this month. This probably was my favorite month of the year so far. Besides January. January was a pretty solid month. But again, that's like a lifetime ago. So out of the current state of things, this month so far has been the best. Don't know how it's gonna end. Never know how it's gonna end. But for now, it's my favorite month as of the time being. And looking forward to December the most. I feel and I hope and I'm striving for December to be like the best month of the year for me because I want to try and make it like that. I have to do it. It's not going to just come and be the best month for me like this. Like I have to make it the best month, but hopefully the more I push myself, strive to make it like that, it could be a pretty enjoyable month for myself and then build into that new year, man. And so, wow, 8 people. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be this is being pre-recorded and it's going to be uploaded to YouTube, so you guys can always come back and watch it or send it to other people. But whoever isn't here right now, which is basically everybody, will be watching it when it is put on YouTube, like tomorrow. And so I'm kind of done. Talked about phobias, talked about fears. I mean, there's always like more I could deep dive into, but I feel like I got my point across, and like I don't need to go super personal with you guys because it's like I could just start talking about how like I was left alone at the supermarket. Nah, like I wasn't left alone at the supermarket. That that's horrible stories right there. Like I complain. I'm not even complaining. I'm more just giving my opinions. But man, the people that have those stories, again, you gotta put yourself in sometimes other people's shoes. It's like the other people got so many worse stories than you. Sometimes it's just like, and you're making it right now, and then I'm over here dealing with my own stuff. Like I know we're all dealing with stuff, but man, sometimes people have it way worse than you, and you just can't always think about it in your frame of mind, but then you kind of do. But then you always want to kind of sulk in yourself just for a bit because it's like I can't like I'm dealing with something that I passionately feel and care about. So it really it's all it's all different, man. But what else do you guys say? No, man, I've professional help. Like, eh, I'm not like on the verge of like killing myself or something. Like, we all have dark thoughts, but like that's not gonna help anybody. And I'm doing this as another platform to express myself, and so other people can express themselves too. It's still this is the third podcast, so it's still pretty fresh, and my channel isn't some big channel or anything, but just doing something different, talking about stuff, and as much as I talk to people in my life, it's like I have a channel. I can make this Simple Sunday podcast every Sunday. So yeah, venting helps me to a degree. It doesn't fix my problems, but it gives me something to do and gets it out there. And if anything, like my thoughts and feelings and opinions are on the internet for people to hear and see. And I rather have my thoughts and feelings about my life be known than unknown. And that's just how I feel. So, professional help, if I was really in that type of place, like obviously I felt horrible for like a good while here, and I'm still not great, but no shrink is gonna help me. Like that stuff, like I just don't work like that. If that helps you, that's awesome. But for me personally, it's not something that works well. Just for the way I think as a person, like it just doesn't. So it's all about me having to strive on my own, build my own foundation, and it's great to have people along the way, but you are we all are on our own to a degree because I guess the biggest thing you can take away is people aren't going to make you happy, which how you put that? Like if the things that do make you happy are there, it's great, and if they stay, that's great. Not everything is certain, as we have come to see, and I have come to see. It's just you can't expect things all the time, and it really stinks. It really does. Like it really stinks. That's the thing. It just the fact that people can't make you happy, and the fact that you do have to do most things yourself. That itself, if you aren't always doing that day in and day out, and it's kind of still a new thing to you, like sometimes that is a new thing to me. Like I gotta do everything on my own, make my own happiness. It's not an easy thing, man. It's not an easy thing, but you gotta find it and you gotta learn, and it does help you grow as a person. So if anything, I hope it just helps me mature and find a good path for myself. And I have this channel going, so we're all doing pretty good. So I think I'm going for 40 minutes. That's a bit longer than normal, and I got 9 people in here, so that's surprising. But yeah, guys, I don't really have any more deep dive thoughts to give you. Missed last week, so I'm sorry about that. But again, if you missed it earlier, I am gonna have Guns N' Roses and Metallica reactions soon, within the next day and a half. Thursday, gonna be recording a full album reaction to AC/DC, new album with Joel. And if it's not uploaded to YouTube, it'll be on a Google Drive, which will be uploaded to YouTube with a link. And actually, I think there's a new Youngblood album coming out, so I've done a lot of reactions to his songs, so I probably will do a full album reaction to that as well. Got to find the time to do that, so we'll see what happens there. And then we'll see what else happens this week. Don't have any other plans. Got to take a test tomorrow, so yeah, man, but came on here to talk about fears, talk about phobias, things that connect to that, and how it connects to the other podcast. And I'm pretty sure I'll be here next Sunday, so just look out for that because I want to keep doing this every Sunday as much as I can. So thank you guys for listening, and if you guys are on the playback version of this, yeah, you too, man. You too, everybody. Um, hope you guys have a good night, and see you guys in the next